Good morning, friends, and welcome. Let's start with a prayer together. Heavenly Father, Divine Mother, friend, beloved God, great gurus, Jesus Christ, Babaji Krishna, Lahirima Shaya, Swami Shri Yukteswarji, beloved Guru Deva, Paramahansa Yogananda Ji, saints of all religions, we bow at thy feet. Bless our satsang with thy divine energy, thy creativity and inspiration. Help us to be in tune with thee. I'll start with this very brief quote from Swamiji. Some people serve Master through their meditations. What I have to offer is my creativity. Master often praised me for the creative way that I served him. We'll have a song and then a video, and we'll go into this topic on creativity, how the arts, music, and beauty uplift the consciousness. Welcome again, friends.
Little Kathy went dancing, went dancing, went dancing. Little Kathy went dancing, went dancing one day. She danced out in the garden, the garden, the garden. She danced out in the garden, her heart was so gay.
Please sing along.
La 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 la. Little Kathy went dancing, her heart was so gay. La 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 la. Little Kathy went dancing, her heart was so gay. There she saw a small robin, small robin, small robin. There she saw a small robin, it sat in a tree. Little friend, come and join me, come join me, come join me. Little friend, come and join me, come dancing with me. La 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 lee, oh la 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 lee. Little Kathy went dancing, her heart was so gay. La 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 lee, oh la 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 lee. Little Kathy went dancing, her heart was so gay. I'm afraid I'd look silly, look silly, look silly. I'm afraid I'd look silly, the robin said then. For I'm timid and tiny, and tiny, and tiny. For I'm timid and tiny, birds can't dance like men. La 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 lee, oh la la la. Little Kathy went dancing, her heart was so gay. La 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 lee, oh la la la. Little Kathy went dancing, her heart was so gay. But you've wings you can fly with, can fly with, can fly with. But you've wings you can fly with, why strut like a man? Everyone can do something, do something, do something. Everyone can do something, it's part of life's plan. La 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 lee, oh la 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 lee. Little Kathy went dancing, her heart was so gay. La 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 lee, oh la 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 lee. Little Kathy went dancing, her heart was so gay. Let's go call all our neighbors, our neighbors, our neighbors. Let's go call all our neighbors, the large and the small. All the world should be dancing, be dancing, be dancing. All the world should be dancing, for God made us all. La 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 lee, oh la 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 lee. Little Kathy went dancing, her heart was so gay. La 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 lee, oh la 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 lee. Little Kathy went Her heart was so gay. I just woke up one day and decided I've said everything I had to say in music, and then I stopped writing. But for example, I wrote one thing that I called Chant of the Angels. It was an inspiration that I felt angels were giving me. And I think it all came at once. And I wrote a string quartet. They say that's the most difficult form of music. But I wrote that in one day. But I heard the melodies and everything. It all came together. In some cases, it hasn't. The Christmas Mystery, which is a beautiful song, only the melody came. And then I was writing vertically. So each chord was right, but for the individual parts, bass, etc., they didn't have a good melody. So I've learned since then to give first the melody line, then the bass line, and opposite to that. Then, opposite to the bass line, I bring in either the tenor or the alto, and then the third has to make do with what notes will last. Sometimes what I've done is write the chords above each note, and then give each person a melody. For example, I wrote that Birds Sing of Freedom, that, what do you chant?
The channel song.
The channel song. And I have 7 different melodies of different aspects of nature, each singing their own. But the way I was able to give them all good melodies is to have all those notes written above the note, and then I could give them melodies that fitted in that. Then when you have a round, you have to pretty well stick with notes that will fit one chord.
Sounds like you've had a lot of fun with music.
Well, it's been a lot of fun. It has. My first song was when I was 6 years old, I think. I was dreaming, and 3 little ducks came in sailor suits to our house, and in my dream they were saying, "It's time to go to school. It's time to go to school. It's time to go right now." So the great composer.
Swamiji, I know people would love to experience that co-creation of music themselves with God, and
Well,
as you have.
the way to do that, Yogananda, you're going to ask me how to do it, right?
And
Sorry,
how do people open themselves
Yeah,
up to that?
I shouldn't have anticipated your question. Anyway, Yogananda explained that. He said this is the broadcasting station at the point between the eyebrows. And you send a thought out from there. In the heart is the receiving set. And so when you send out a strong thought and ask for inspiration, then you receive it in the heart. And when you do that, you'll find that somehow you know. Intuition is a heart quality. It is the actual knowing that we have. In Patanjali, it's very interesting. He says that yoga, which is union with God, is yogas chitta vritti nirodha, which means yoga is neutralizing the vortices of feeling. Feeling is the real.
Good morning again. I'd like to start with a brief quote from Swamiji. In creating art, perhaps more than anything else, there should be a sense of discovery, awe, reverence. For that to happen, it needs to flow from the superconscious. We need to ask for inspiration from that level. How do we do that? When your feelings are calm, tune in deeply at the spiritual eye, the center of superconsciousness, and ask for creative guidance. You will receive that guidance in the heart center. When the heart's energy is turned upward and you ask at the point between the eyebrows, answers to all sorts of problems come to you. Always ask at every stage of the creative process, does this art express my higher self? Try to let your art reflect the divine creator behind everything, and it will be a source of meaning, strength, and upliftment for all. This is a very important topic, and it seems like it's a sort of a side topic if you paint or if you sing or if you play an instrument. It's not if, it's we should. It's a part of our path. It's a part of our teachings to express ourselves, to be creative, to be intuitive, to be uplifted, to be attuned to higher levels of awareness, and to bring that into daily life. And as we meditate, as we do our practices, as we practice the teachings, as we serve, as we go on the path, we naturally open up more to this higher state of awareness, to super consciousness, to creativity, to be able to do things differently, to be able to draw from the ether, whatever it is that we need. And so this is a part of the path. It's not, I'm not artistic or I'm not creative. It is what we should be doing with our lives, is being ever creative. And I was just thinking when we were singing that song, I hope you were singing along. It's just so sweet. I was just thinking that if you have joy, then you can be naturally creative. If you're glum and I'm too old, or at your age you can't do anything new, and things like that, then you can't grasp what's naturally unfolding, which is a natural upliftment, natural attunement, natural creativity, natural intuition, natural initiative is the word I'm looking for. That you can do things. It doesn't matter what your age are, where you're from, what your caste, and all of that. It matters your attunement, and it matters your level of consciousness. And our practices take us to the level of higher consciousness, of super consciousness. When we're at that level, we can bring that, if not can, we should, we need to. It's a part of the path. Bring that into our daily existence and use that creativity in everything. And we look at Master, he was very creative in everything that he did. And he for sure gave, I don't know how many lectures, probably all with a different emphasis. He went to America. He started a school in India. Then he went to America. He gave a talk on the ship where he didn't even know English. And he gave a beautiful talk for 45 minutes. He went to America. He spoke to a whole different culture in the way that they would receive it. He didn't come giving in a way he would teach in America. He taught in a way, he said, Americans, they like laughter. I had them also feeling the joy. He did affirmations. He ran on the platform and had people saying, awake and ready. He taught the way that people would receive it. And he founded beautiful places. His organizations and places that Master founded are all just beautiful, beautifully uplifting, beautiful plants, beautiful trees, beautiful buildings, everything done with high consciousness, creativity. Nothing looked the same. And Swamiji was well, before I go there, I say that Master showed. Also, he wrote music. He was a poet. I mean, you could go on and on, but someone asked him once, is inspiration, can you draw it at will? And Master said, yes, meaning creativity as well. And he said, yes, take this poem down. And that poem is in Whispers from Eternity. And so he showed that this is a part of being in a higher level of consciousness. It's not some have it, some don't have it. If you uplift your consciousness in that way and you affirm it, yes, you can draw from the ether at will, whatever it is that you're needing to express. And expression is the word. And Swamiji, I would say he was the most creative person I ever met. He was ever knew expression, ever knew creativity, ever knew how can we serve Master better? What can we do? How can we reach people? How can I make this better? And in these particular ways, the first was his talks. Now, I heard hundreds of Swamiji's talks. I never heard any the same. He would come at it this way, and then he would come at it that way. I heard Hong Sa, I don't know how many times, and he would always shift it a little bit different, and then he'd bring this in, and I heard Kriya maybe, I don't know, 100 times from Swamiji. He always had it, it's the same technique, but he would express it differently. He would feel what does this group need? What is the need of the day? What is the audience? So in the teachings, and he taught around the world, and he spoke 8 languages. I mean, this is incredible. I heard him myself speak in Italy, in Europe, in 4 different languages at the same weekend. And he would just lecture in various languages as well. He opened himself to be able to reach the people. And of course, with music, we just heard that beautiful piece, but he wrote 400 pieces of music, 300 melodies in a day. I was there when Swamiji was writing that music. And he would come out with, oh, I've got this piece. Okay, let's sing this. I'll get the harmonium out. Let's sing this chant. Oh, this is beautiful. Do you like this one? It was brimming over with creativity. And he wrote songs with a focus on different countries: Egypt, Israel, Mexico, India, Iran, Ireland, various places. He just would always just put a different emphasis. And he wrote children's songs, he wrote chants, he wrote so many different types of music. And he just talked about a quartet piece. He was just always doing something different to show that God can be in daily life, creating all the time. Choir pieces, we sang those choir pieces all around the world. And then Swamiji also, with his books, of course, he wrote 150 books, but all types. It wasn't one type of book. I mean, you get most authors are the same type. It's on mountaineering, climbing Mount Everest, it's whatever it is. It's on music, or it's on singing, or it's on, I don't know, farming, or it's on whatever. Well, Swamiji wrote on every topic you could imagine. He even wrote a book on women and how women are talking about emotions. And he said, I'm not a woman, but I can talk on this topic. I just loved it. And he spoke about leadership and health and healing and the scriptures and the Bible, Bhagavad Gita, Patanjali. He wrote on relationships and children and education and success and prosperity, money magnetism. I mean, just all types. This shows you the creative process. And sometimes I stand back and I say, now, why? Why did he do all that? Of course, to serve Master. Of course, to serve humanity, to help people. But as an example for us, he showed it can happen. Swamiji took 18,000 photos. He put them into different slideshows, Egyptian slideshow, the India slideshow. This is how we got to know what India looked like. I mean, he had slideshow evenings of these. This is where the masters lived. These are saintly people, and on and on. He had slideshows on many different countries and 18,000 photos. And then Swamiji, I think one of his greatest accomplishments with creativity was the Ananda communities. He created communities from nothing, from the ground up, and built them. And Ananda village in itself is it's a heaven on earth. And not only did he build a community with, of course, the help of others, but he made them beautiful. It wasn't just to build a house, okay, get your farm over there, get some cows and some chickens. He made the places are just exquisite. And all the different communities. And then you think of Ananda Village, the Crystal Hermitage as well, the meditation retreat, the chapel there, the gardens, the tulip gardens. He put consciousness and beauty and the creative force and everything. And I was remembering when we were in Italy on a boat going from Capri to back to I can't remember exactly, but we were going somewhere with Swamiji, and he was saying, because I'm saying even with the names of the places that he created, it wasn't just, oh, it's the ashram. He said, let's create a name. What should the name be? What should the name be for the house that was his home and also the community's main center? He said, let's think of a name. And on that trip, and it wasn't very long, I think it was 10, 15 minutes, people were coming up with, and Swamiji said, the Crystal Hermitage. And I just felt, wow, that is so beautiful. And then earlier, at another point, he came up with the expanding light instead of the retreat center, the expanding light. Just even in the names, he was creative. And the names of his homes here in India, Guru Prem. And that's what I've named the home here and also in Delhi. And another one was Guru Kripa. And, he never was my house or the number of the house. He just was always thinking how to make it beautiful, how to make the gardens beautiful, and you'll see when you go, some of you 2026 to Swamiji's 100th birth anniversary, in the Crystal Hermitage, just such beautiful Indian hand-carved furniture that Swamiji brought over from India, the dining table, the furniture in the living room, the furniture in his home, and just everything with high consciousness and creativity. Nothing just go buy a table and throw it over there, get some chairs, functional. It's always like, how can we make this better? How can we make it welcoming? How can we make it beautiful for God and gurus? And he always thought that. He also, just so people know that Swamiji, you must know, he wrote plays, he wrote movies, The Answer, a place called Ananda. He painted, he sang. Now, you've got to understand that Swamiji initially, when he came to Master, remember he said he was very intellectual. And Master kept saying, you've got to get devotion, you've got to open up. And Swamiji, he got a harmonium, he started singing, he started playing the harmonium and chanting. And that's how he started, from the techniques, from the teachings, from seva, from tuning into Master, from listening to what Master was telling him, that he had to get in his heart. Swamiji, from all of that, what I just said, the techniques, the tuning in, attunement, for the meditation, from a service, from all these things, Swamiji opened up. Wow, it's just a beautiful thought. Now, he had that already planted in him, but you have to open up for the creative force to naturally flow through him. And that's how he can create all that he did. Now, let's think about it. He did it not for ego. I'm a writer. I'm a singer. I write music. I built I. He did it for God. He did it for Guru. He did it for humanity. He did it for us. And if we think about that, we have our own duty to continue that, not to say, oh, I can't do it anymore, or I'm not creative, but through the same process, through the techniques, through teachings, through service, through satsang, through prayer, through devotion, through tuning, through attunement to Master. We have to be continuously creative. We're just at the beginning of creating our life. I'm not at the beginning of creating my life, but I'm still creating it. And people say, gosh, at your age, how can you learn a new instrument? What does it matter, the age? At your age, how can you learn a new language? What does it matter about the age? It matters that the soul is the same age. It's one. And you can create at the time you're 102 if you want. So you can't let things stop you. Or who are you? You're a man, or you're a woman, or you don't have a heart, or you have from the teachings, we have to do it. And as we tune in, we find that we can do it. And I was remembering for myself through learning music, through singing. And Swamiji he asked me, do you sing? He says, decades ago. I said, gee, I don't know. He said, you need to get in the choir. Now I start singing, I start opening up. I start playing instruments at Ananda, the cello and the Ananda orchestra. I start opening up more. When I start playing here in India, the estrade, I found I opened up more. My heart opened. I could meditate better. When we started, for me, the music, the Hindi opened me up more. And then going around teaching in India, I wasn't teaching like I teach here in America. Going to all the different cities, you had to teach in that way. One thing I learned is Indians want to talk, they don't want to just listen. So I had to open it up for there's dialogue, there was conversation, there was questions and answers, there's a whiteboard over there, there's points being written down. It was creative. How can we do it that works best? And so in everything we do, let's keep that in mind and be a channel for creativity, for higher consciousness, for master's ideas, his inspiration, and finally for his joy to flow through, to be able to create what he wants your life to be, what he wants your center to be, your meditation group, Ananda to be, this world to be. Let us be channels of creativity, of light, of higher consciousness. Now we have one more short clip of Swamiji to play before the question answer time, which I think you'll really enjoy. Are you there, Natindra?
Yes, Dhyanaji, just a second.
That fear of creativity that people have, they need to try a little bit. Don't expect to do the Mona Lisa or the Last Supper of Leonardo in their first try. Try a little bit. Try with small inspirations. Do a flower if you want to be a painter. Do a simple little ditty. There was somebody who came to me just yesterday or the day before who had a little lullaby for children. It was a sweet thing. I said, that's very nice, but you need to end on the tonic. She didn't end it there, just repeated the same little refrain. Da 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 da. And she couldn't come in on the end. So with a little bit of training, you begin to get that feeling.
So opening up first and then refining as you go along.
Well, opening up is done by working, but refining will help, yes. You'll refine it gradually. I could not have written a quartet when I began writing music. But still, I have to say that my very first song, I still love. It was, well, I won't go into it now. It's too late into our program.
So it wasn't the ducks in the sailor suit?
No, that was, I didn't write that one. In fact, many of my melodies have come to me in sleep. One, awake for morning in this bowl of night, has flung the stone that puts the stars to flight. That's the sound that came in my sleep.
Beautiful.
We have a few questions now.
Yes, Dhyanaji. The first one, Dhyanaji, you did mention how Swamiji was so creative. So did you ever see him in a creative mode, like writing music and books? And what was he like
Yes,
at those times?
definitely, definitely. I mean, for a long time, there was a whole period of Swamiji writing music, and we were all there. I mean, he would come out with these new pieces of music and want us to sing them and chant. And what it was like was it felt like he was in the presence of God. He was thrilled. And you got that feeling from him and from the music. The same with the books. He was thrilled. He would come out, read this chapter. Don't go home yet. Sit down and read this chapter. Now here's another chapter. And you'd be going home at midnight after reading the chapters, but it was thrilling to be in that creative process, not the process, but with him when he was in that process. And as I said about the names of the different places at Ananda, he was always, he was ever creative. So you were in that vibration with him. And what it felt like was you, if you were open enough, it came into you. And I think partially a reason why I feel creative is I was living with somebody like Swamiji. He was creative all the time. And so what I got from him. You can't be creative if you not creative if you have been with him. You just couldn't. It was just it was ever present. And also he expected you to, he would give you something to do. And if you said, well, what should I do? He said, I gave it to you. You figure it out. You tell me what you're going to do. So his teaching was getting us to be more and more creative.
Thank you, Dhananjay. The next one is, what do you do and other Ananda members that you know of that's creative, and how does that help your spiritual life?
Yeah, I was saying that earlier. Well, I try in everything to be creative. I try in a class, how can I make this interesting? You know, instead of, oh my God, this 1.234. And then in Hindi, I mean, someone was saying to me at a certain point, because it's not easy, you know, I have to put it that way, but I keep doing it. So I was doing a Korean Hindi, going to, and someone said, well, you could read it, you know, you don't have to talk, just read what you, I said, I'd rather die. I'd rather die than read when these people have come to get Kriya. And so, you know, what I have done, that Hindi writing, not writing, speaking, music, singing. I love singing. I sing all the time. Now, I'm not singing for anybody but God. I mean, I sing around the house, I sing in the car, I sing in the shower, I sing, sing, and sing. So what Swamiji was saying there is don't wait till you can do a major painting. Look at Jyotishji's paintings. Swamiji encouraged him because he was overly on the intellectual side. And so Jyotishji said it really helped him to develop more intuition. He's painted, I don't know, maybe I want to say 200 paintings there. Beautiful. I saw him when he first started. The first painting was okay, but now they're just fantastic. Now, why? It's not, I want to be a painter, my name is on there. You know, it's that he's doing it for his spiritual growth. This is the difference in Ananda. We do these things for our spiritual growth. Not that somebody puts our name up there and says, we did this, or we sang, or we played an instrument. I could care less. My meditation's better. My attunement's better. I'm more uplifted and I'm happier. You see the difference? So as you do that, and that's what I've seen in my friends, it balances you out. And some people are way over on the other side. I just meditate. You look at them, there's no joy. What happened to you? You ask them a question, it's the same rote thing over and over and over. So we need creativity to develop holistically, to develop our whole being. God is creative. Look at this whole universe. I mean, if God wasn't creative, we wouldn't be here. So the whole universe is creativity. And as we tune into it, we get a little bit of that. Then we get more, then we get more, then we get more. And then you just feel thrilled when God is using you as a creative force in this world. Any other questions?
Just one last one, Tanvi. So
Okay.
you mentioned Jyotishji was very intellectual, and even Swamiji was very intellectual when he came to the path. So how did he and Jyotishji become so creative? Because I'm also more intellectual and a lot of people, and they wonder how we all can become more creative.
I think they just tuned in that they needed to do it. Like Master told Swamiji. It wasn't like he came up with them. I think Swamiji was pretty clear with Jyotishji at different times. And they just put one foot in front of the other, you know, tried. And I mean, it's a directional. This is a good question because it's directional. It's not suddenly I'm creative. You're not, you know, you have to take one step, try something. If you don't like painting, then I mean, try singing. If you don't like singing, try in your work, at work, that you're more, you have more initiative and more intuition. I try that in my seva, that, I mean, there's all kinds of difficulties that come here and there. And I always try to tune in. What is the right thing? Not, okay, I did this last time, I do it this time. What is the right thing? What does this person need? What does the situation need? What would Swamiji do? What would Master do? And then you keep rolling that through and you come up with, acha, I got it. I got it now. You can't just go, this is how it's always done. It's not always done. You're different in every moment of time. That person's different. The situation's different. The weather's different. The universe is different. So you just tune in to what's trying to happen and what is the level of super consciousness that I'm able to reach now in creativity. And Jyotishji was put in positions where he had to use his creativity, develop communities. You know, he wasn't sitting there wondering what to do. He had to develop communities. He developed courses. He developed classes. He trained people, all different types of people. You see the difference? And the art is just one small part, but I mean, he created Ananda globally with Swamiji, so and Deviji. So that's creativity. So don't think, oh, it's only people, you know, on the path who can paint. No, it's like creating what Master wanted this work to be. That is huge. And it behooves each of us to say, yes, I will do my part to help to create my little part of what Master's work can be. If it's in your teaching, if it's in whatever it is, but yes, I will help Master's work. And then in that, you're helping yourself. Creativity comes into your own life. And shall I say, it changes you and it changes your whole life. God bless you all. Thank you, Natindra. Bye-bye, everybody.